Welcome to the Set to Lead podcast, the online mentoring platform for emerging and current leaders. My name is Marianne Samdi, leadership coach and talent development expert, and I will be your host.
Welcome to the show, Alvaro.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. I know you've been coaching for a while.
Yes, yes, I have.
What do you enjoy most about coaching?
Oh, well, I have to say that I enjoy my life as a coach. I consider myself a privileged professional. And I think that, several things. First of all, I think that experiencing change through others is always something that really keeps me going. It's not that I am, throughout my career over the past 20 years, it was about, creating my reality and in terms of possibilities and creating change for myself. But now I am experiencing change through others. So I really like having that experience and experiencing it really every day. I like also the commitment, this relationship that it's created between coach and coachee, this atmosphere of trust, commitment, not judgment, and also being able to create both synergy and, of course, a confidential space. It's really, really important. And maybe finally, what I like about coaching is those aha moments, right? Those sort of times when the clients roll their eyes and say, "Oh, I haven't thought about that." That is, pure energy. I really love it. I enjoy it a lot.
Those aha moments are priceless, right?
Yeah, because it's really when they tell you that things are happening with them. And talking about this change that I was mentioning at the beginning, these aha moments, it's really when they start connecting things and when they start acting on their own and doing things, regardless of course the coaching process is important, but this is where they start doing things and when change starts to happen. So yeah, aha moments.
Alvaro, in your experience, when you're working with professionals, do you think that there are specific things that professionals can do to create a future of advancement for themselves in the workplace?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I've always thought that we have to drive our own path, right? Us as professionals are responsible of the things that we are achieving. So yes, definitely, as you move along the professional ladder, it's always finding the right opportunity and drive your own success, I guess, right? I think it's important for people to aim for what they really want to achieve. It's not that, opportunities come knocking on the door. You really have to go proactively and look for them and reach to them, right? I think that also an important part of creating a future of advancement is connecting. This is the world and the area of networking. So network. I mean, who are we without our connections, right? So it's really important to really take care of your network, not only when you're looking for new opportunities, but, like an ongoing thing. Take care of the people you know and support them and be there for them. And then, of course, also, there's always opportunities to create leadership skills, right? I mean, if you want to create advancement, you have to, in a way, prove what type of leader you are. So it doesn't matter that the role that you're playing. If you're young and you're starting your career, there's always opportunity to start learning what type of leader you are. And of course, as you move along, leadership it always comes to the game.
You mentioned that folks need to go for the opportunities, look for them, seek them out. As they seek out these opportunities, do you think there's a best way for a professional to ask for more responsibility? Is there a certain way that they should ask for it to be effective? Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think there certainly is. But first of all, I think that the most important thing is to deliver results. I mean, if you don't deliver, then how can you ask for more, right? So the first part that I don't even, question, but maybe at the end of the day, I have to mention it, is that you need to deliver the results that are expected of you. That's the key to ask for more. But let's assume that you have done that. I think that it's important talking about leadership skills. You have to prove that you're able to be a leader, not only as, with, people that is working under you, but maybe also how agile are you to lead people cross-functional, or even people who are not working under you. I mean, how are you able to influence others, formal or informally? I think that that's an important part to say, I am ready to ask for more responsibilities. And then I think it's also important in this, growing age of competition and people being really prepared. I think it's also important to invest in yourself, right? So do you need a new training? If the company is not investing in you, are you willing to invest in yourself? Do you need a coach to help you navigate the challenges that you're facing? So how able are you to really understand what do you need to do in terms of investing in yourself and just do it?
I think that's a good point, Alvaro, because you mentioned you may ask for more responsibility and you may not get it, right? There's a lot of professionals out there that have been passed over for promotion. So you just mentioned, don't stop there. Don't stop at no. There's other things you can do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Investing in yourself was one. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we can see it as coaches that, companies nowadays, especially corporate, have a lot of resources to really bring their A games to their, especially their high potentials. But I see a lot of people who are open to investing in themselves. If a company is providing it, great, but they really talking about driving your own success, right? And a future of advancement. You have to build a certain path of the things you need to deliver in terms of moving forward. And if you're not there, then you have to be ready to invest. So, and I am seeing that more and more lately, that people are willing to, get an MBA or maybe take some leadership training, or, as I was saying, of course, coaching. I think that coaching has become sort of a partner to professionals to really help them bring their A game as they move forward.
Mm-hmm. There are professionals out there who are tired of the 9 to 5, and sometimes they're passed over. And once they're passed over, they think, okay, well, maybe I should go in another direction, and maybe that direction should be entrepreneurship. What steps would you recommend for professionals who want to explore the entrepreneurship route?
Oh, and I love this one, because I think more and more, we are in the era of the startups, right? And there's a lot of young people out there, and maybe not all of them young, but a lot of people who are saying, I want to try something of my own, right? So I think that if you have that sort of seed that you really want to, experience, I think that, first of all, you need to be really clear about what your idea is and what does it look like. I think that potential entrepreneurs don't really take the time to say, I have this idea and I want to take it to the next level. So I think that being clear about it is really important. Then if you're working, if you're a full-time employee, you have a day job, you need to be, in a way, very diligent and structured to find a way to develop that idea, right? Maybe not in your day job, of course, but what do you do after you go home and you go to, and watch TV or you really find a way or time in your personal agenda to work on this idea and develop it, right? So be diligent, don't give up, work on it. I also think that it's really wise to work with an entrepreneur coach because, entrepreneur coaches work on helping their clients develop such idea, like build up a vision, and that path that will take you from an idea to something that is, palpable and real, and see if it's something that you can do as you move forward. So an entrepreneur coach really opens up your eye in terms of is this an option or not, and how can I make it real? Then if that idea is feasible, then I think you have to build on a time frame. So how many years do you want to keep on, having your day job and then nurture that idea of being an entrepreneur? Or are you ready to make a decision and move forward, right? So I think that planning is really, really important, right? Have you saved enough money to quit your job and just do it? How many years do you see yourself doing this and then move forward? So I think that it also comes a time when you need to make a decision. Maybe you can start it as a side business or a side idea, but there will become a time when you need to say, okay, I need to fully invest myself in this idea and move forward, right? And maybe finally, when it comes to entrepreneur, I was talking about networking at the beginning of our session today, and I think that also networking is an important part of your entrepreneurship project, because it is most likely that your network is going to help you take that idea to the next level. Again, are they going to be future clients? Are they going to be potential partners? Are they going to be mentors? So your network is also going to help you a lot moving forward with your entrepreneurship project.
Right. Networking has a dual purpose. It can have a dual purpose.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Yes, most certainly.
So, Alvaro, I know you do professional and executive coaching. Do you also enjoy doing entrepreneurship coaching?
I enjoy it a lot, yes. And shifting from this place of executive coaching to entrepreneur, I've found that some of my clients are already nurturing that idea. And I even have clients who already started, they have this thing and wanted to move forward, and they just did it. They found the courage to say, I want to move ahead and do it. So yes, I mean, entrepreneur coaching is something that I also do and that I enjoy a lot.
Okay. So, as you know, it's tough making that switch from corporate America into the startup world, but it can be done. But for those that weren't passed over, and luckily for them, they got that promotion, what are some key actions they can take after they get promoted, let's say, to management?
Well, there's a lot of challenge when you get promoted, right? I mean, maybe before you were all set up to work on your own, or maybe cross-functional, but you did not have those sort of responsibilities that come from, taking a managerial position. So, I would also recommend to get a coach. I think that when you get promoted with more people responsibility, the onboarding could be a tough process. So I think that working with a thought partner that will help you understand let's say the challenges that you're facing day to day, but adding up to that, being able to challenge your team in the right way, sort of also learning how to coach them in terms of delivering results as a team. So I think that getting a coach it's a wise decision. Then I think it's also important to understand your flaws and your skills as a manager, right? So what are you doing effectively, and focus on that and keep on doing it, but also understand your areas of opportunities that you can really work on it. And of course, your coach can help you a lot on understanding. Maybe you have a decision process to improve. Maybe your communication skills are not well placed. Maybe you're struggling with time management. So the sooner you understand your challenges, the better the better you're going to be at addressing them and working with them from the start. I also think that it's important to get you to know your team, right? So you're starting to work with people, and more importantly, getting resources through your people. So get to know your people, understand who are your high potentials, and even who is going to be ready to replace you, right? Because if you're willing to build a team and identify the people who is ready to take over, then the sooner you're going to be able to take that next step to get a higher position, right? So I think that's really important. And finally, spend time with your team. Also, there's always time to, have lunch together, even go bowling from time to time. I think it's important to find those off-board times to build up a team that it's not only necessarily, soaked up in meetings and day-to-day activities.
Alvaro, you mentioned succession planning, which I find very interesting. You don't hear a lot of people talking about succession planning from the management level, from a manager to team level. You said that once you get promoted, you should already begin to think about who could possibly replace you. I believe a lot of folks out there are intimidated by that concept. Talk to us a little bit more about that. Why shouldn't they be intimidated about developing someone to potentially replace them?
Well, because that, first of all, I think that it's only it's your commitment to the team. Finding who your talent is and how can you take that talent to the next level. And so that's only being interested in their own in your team's development plan, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that comes natural to a leader, right? Mm-hmm. But if you are also interested in taking your career to the next level, what could be better than finding someone that is ready to take the next step? Maybe not today, maybe not in the next couple of months, but, preparing your team for the next opportunity that is your own position, because that's going to be the door for you to keep on growing. Maybe not in the same company. It doesn't have to be in the same team. It could be in the same company, in different teams, or even into new companies, right? Because corporations are looking for that. Corporations are looking for people who are ready to leave their position and move on, and leave a space open for the emerging leaders to come up and also work with new teams. Yeah,
I think that's an area that a lot of professionals who are trying to advance may not understand. Because if there is another position available for you, the manager, and if you're not able to figure out how your role can continue on without you, it doesn't look good in senior management's eyes. And I believe a lot of professionals aren't aware, or they don't understand that concept. They think that they believe tenure is about being really good at your role and being irreplaceable.
Right. Yeah. I see where you're coming from, and I think I am also seeing that things are starting to change, at least in my experience. Not only the leaders, but also the business partners, such as HR and the executive management team, are also starting to, to identify who the potential leaders are in the company, and are challenging the mid-levels or the high levels of the executive teams to have their replacement ready, because they want people to start assuming new positions and growing in the ladder. So, but I do agree that there are still a lot of companies or cultures that say, I am better off with my position and I don't want to risk it and I don't want to bring the talent to the next level. But I think that it is changing, and we have a lot of responsibility as coaches and as executives to challenge people to say, so if you identify the talent and you develop it, then it's going to be better for you because you're going to grow into new positions as well.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. So I know you have a lot of different coachees, a lot of clients that you coach. I'd love for you to share the biggest career struggle a client or clients have shared with you, and how you help them overcome it.
Oh, that's a great question. And, well, I think that all of my clients and all of the coaching clients have struggles, right? And even those who don't have a coach, I think that professionals are always having challenges in their professional careers. So I guess what I want to say is that all my clients have or face challenges or struggles along the way. And, of course, they are confidential, so I could not get into detail of what they are experiencing, but I can gladly share. I was talking about entrepreneur coaching a while ago, and I do have a client that was really struggling in terms of, should I continue my career path in corporate, or should I nurture that idea of this thing that I have in terms of building my own company, right? So, but this person was really worried about, all these many years that he had invested in the corporate world, and was he going to be sort of wasting his career if he just left it at 40 something, right? 40 something years old. So he hired me in terms of understanding what options he had and how could he work his way out of corporate and starting something on his own. So we started working maybe 6 months prior to his resignation. So he was very interested in living through the big door, as we say, right? I mean, he didn't want to just quit and not having something already built up. And at the same time, his company understanding that next step made sense to them as well, because it was important for him to leave that image of a professional, right? So when the time came, he was able to negotiate his way out. He even had a severance package for him. People recognized all the years of talent and of hard work for him. So he was able to leave with a good package, and then that gave him the opportunity to start something of his own. So it's been almost a year since he left the company. He's already established his own. He has a lot of clients already. He's into the organizational development industry, and is working not only in his country, but he's already working abroad. Bringing his talent of organizational development into other companies, and is partnering with other small companies as well to really demonstrate that the talent developing is not only inside the company, but there are also ways to partner with important corporate companies to bring their A game and develop talent in the corporate world.
Mm-hmm. When you take a look at your corporate clients who've decided that they don't want to go the startup path, but they want to stay in corporate America, on a high level, are there any common issues that most professionals are dealing with? Do you see any common themes in terms of some of their challenges? Well,
yeah, I think that they come from all different places. I think that the most common one is it's all related to how are they able to bring their leadership skills, right? Mm-hmm. So how are they communicating with their team, and how are they being able to deliver results to others, right? Mm-hmm. But from there's a lot of things that people need to work at. It's really different. I can say that it's not always the same challenges they face out of the fears that they are encountering. It's sort of a tailor-made approach, I guess, because it's always climbing up the ladder of leadership, but the challenges that they are facing are really related to what they are facing in the specific challenge that they are encountering at the moment, right?
Okay.
So, it comes from different places, but it's always related to how they are coming across as a leader, and if they are able to communicate that to the stakeholders in the company.
Okay. Well, Alvaro, thanks so much for sharing your coaching and your advancement insights with our listeners today. I hope maybe you can come back another time and do another session.
It will be my pleasure, and I really want to thank you for your time, Marianne. This has been a wonderful experience.